What are your monthly travel expenses and how frequently do you travel?
So when I started my university, I used to live near the college, so there was no traveling expense as I used to just walk to the university. Even when I started my job, I took a house near my office so that I don't have to spend on commuting. But for commuting in Ireland, you do get a student leap card that can be used in buses as well as the metro. There's a capping of 80 euros in the card. That is, in a month, if you travel for more than 80 euros, they won't charge you above that. A weekly average travel with that leap card can cost you 20 euros. That is, it has a capping of 20 euros. Over that, you won't be spending. So if you travel through leap card, then the maximum that they can charge you is 80 euros for bus as well as metro.
How important are counselors in the entire application journey?
Well,
How different are professors there from Indian professors? Oh, sorry, wait a second. How different are professors there from Indian professors?
And the professors in the universities are pretty different from the Indian professors in terms of their attitude towards the students. They always have a open office policy, and you can just walk into their office and have a chat with them. They also have a very tolerant view of the students, and they emphasize more on the learning aspect. They are very supportive, as well as they take a keen interest on in your progress and the problems that you are facing. So they make it about you and not about themselves.
How did you approach them?
Well, generally, you can just shoot a mail to them. You know their email addresses, and you just email the professors whether you want to meet them or you actually have a problem regarding something, and they always give you some time or the other. They actively reply to your emails, and they give you time to either visit you or they give you some solution by reverting to your email.
Is the International Student Welfare Office helpful?
Yes, absolutely. The International Student Office is very helpful. They have dedicated employees to handle the queries of the international students, and they actively look forward and organize events to make the international students feel part to feel a part of the university.
Did you start finding your internship? If so, did you get one? If no, how does your university help in getting an internship?
My course did require for us to do an internship, and our university actively advertised a lot of internship opportunities on the portals. You had to fill out the application of that particular company, and if you were shortlisted, then you had to go for an interview. So my company did my university did help in finding an internship. And there's also one facet that there are a lot of internship fairs and a lot of job fairs that the company organizes. So I got to know about my current company in one of those internship fairs, and I applied online to that. And lucky enough, I got through. So instead of getting an internship, I got a job directly. And the university were accepted my job as a part of the internship. So they are very flexible in that way as well.
How do you differentiate between your masters and bachelors in India and that country?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. Masters and bachelors in that country, as in.
Wait a second. How do you differentiate between your masters and bachelors in India and that country?
So my bachelor's in India was pretty relaxed. You are in a state of the engineering curriculum in India is more of rote learning, and you don't have some application based knowledge in India. Whereas in masters, it's more of application based learning and actually understanding the concepts and applying them to the questions rather than just mugging up facts and blurting them out on paper.
What are the sources of your preparation for exams? Do you go to the library?
One of the biggest sources to prepare for your exam is going to the library and read. You go into the library and you just sit over there and you just enjoy the vibe that's going on around you, because everyone else is so focused and you're sitting over there also thinking that you should also be as focused as they are. And there were times when you were in library I was in library for from 8 a.m. in the morning to 10 or 11 till 12 in the night. And that was one of the most intense experiences. It made you actually hustle and just study like a maniac.
Do you travel alone? How safe do you feel?
Yes, most of the times I do travel alone and I feel pretty safe. parts of Dublin are one of the most safest parts on the planet Earth, I would like to believe. And there are some dodgy parts as well, but the trick is to not live in those dodgy parts and to avoid those dodgy parts. But as a commuter who travels alone, I feel pretty safe and I don't feel threatened at all.
Did you get a driving license? If so, how?
No, one of the things that I did not do here was get a driving license. And your Indian driving license is indeed valid for 1 year when you come over here. So you can hire rental cars and go on trips in the first year itself of you're coming here. But there's also this international driving license that's allowed in Dublin, so you can also use that. But other than that, I did not take a driving license yet. Well, the transportations in my country is it's all right. It's not one of the best, but it's actually a good transportation system that they have built out. There's a there's a metro rail line that runs from north to south and from east to west, which is pretty good. There are buses, but the connectivity is not the best. If you want to go from one city to another city in Ireland, then you have to take intercity buses, which have a pretty good frequency. Dublin has one of the best transport systems in Ireland, and one of the cheapest things that Ireland has to offer you is an airline called Ryanair, which is one of the cheapest airlines in the world. And for 20-30 euros, you can travel to another European countries to and fro. So that's one of the biggest perks of living in Ireland. That's you're right here, and Ryanair is the cheapest. So if you have ever dreamt of doing a Euro trip, that's the cheapest way. You can just take a flight for 30 euros to Barcelona, to Italy, to anywhere possible in Europe. Well, the likes of the city are that it's very clean. It's Dublin as a city has decent weather. It doesn't have the best weathers, but the weather is good. It's really good, and when the weather is bad, it's really bad. So it's a mixed bag actually. The goods are the bads, if you know what I mean. That is, sometimes the weather can be really good and you feel, wow, this is the best. But sometimes weather can absolutely be terrible, and it can be rainy and windy all the time. So then you think that, oh, it's the absolute worst. So it's like every other city, and it has the good facets of it and it has the bad facets of it, but it's up to your point of view. And I think that it's a good city to live in because it does have a decent transportation system. It does have good stores where you almost get everything, and it does have a good standard of life and a good quality of life.